that, Dusty. When it comes to summertime, I have to say I love the aquarium.
The aquarium's awesome. I want to swim with the sharks.
You were saying
I would love to swim with the sharks. I think it'd be fun.
That's the craziest part when you go to the aquarium. They're just like swimming with them and cleaning the tank, and they explain, well, because they feed the sharks.
Yeah.
They're on a feeding
schedule. So people are not food, just like fish are not food. Fish are not food.
Exactly.
But there's
they don't need that.
To your point, there are so many great things in driving in. You know, I was talking to my daughters because I was dropping them off, talk about summer things at theater camp this morning. I said, what's your favorite thing to do when we do staycations? And without hesitation, both of them said museums.
Yeah.
And not a specific one, they just said museums as a whole. And one of their favorite is the City Museum, but they love going to the Art Museum. They love everything. And I also love that too, because we have so many great museums in the St. Louis area.
Yeah.
Some of them either free or just very cost efficient. And there's so many great ways, like you can get Groupons and things like that to be able to save some money on these museums.
Yes, the museum is so funny because my nephew, he went for the first time recently when they visited to the City Museum, and my sister and my brother-in-law, they were not ready.
No.
They were not ready for this.
Like I tell people about it, I say, take knee pads. And they go, what? I go, you included.
Yes.
You got it. And do not try to go through certain tunnels because you will I almost got stuck in one of the tunnels.
And you are at risk of losing your child.
Maybe.
So you have to be ready. That's why you need the knee pads.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It is amazing. And then, of course, I know when I think of my favorite thing to do in the summer, something that I always take people to whenever they visit is I do go to the boathouse.
The boathouse is awesome. And just there are so many great spots and parks and different things that you can just go and explore, you know, taking the paddle boats out there.
The paddle boats, it's so fun. And it's oddly difficult, no? Have you done it before recently?
I mean, yeah, I don't find it oddly difficult. All right, that's
kind of a workout.
That's another segment, Mary on paddle boats.
Yes, every time I go, I'm like, oh, I always forget. This is quite the workout. This is quite the journey.
So summer activities and working out at the same time.
And working out, which I do love, because that's another thing I love about St. Louis is the hiking. People wouldn't think that.
The trails. I mean, you've got parks, you've got Castlewood, you've got Klondike, you've got so many amazing, like just recreational areas. If you want to go for bike rides, so many great things. And again, I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were just rambling off just like this. We forget about it because we live here.
Right.
So go out, be a tourist in your own town because it helps the city, it helps the economy, but you're gonna have fun.
Yes, you are
there's so
gonna
much to
have
do.
fun. There really is. And we had someone on yesterday to talk about playgrounds and parks from St. Louis Magazine, Emily. She was fantastic. But it made me laugh because when my brother and his kids visited, he's like, gosh, there's a park on every corner. Because the kids see a park and they're like, can we get out? Can we get out?
And the parks now are so much more extravagant.
Right.
Like when we were younger, the parks were a little bit different. It's there's so much fun. There's so much to do with them.
Yeah, and it really is the best time, I think, to staycation.
Yes.
To hang out here because there's so many things. And like you said, be a tourist in your own town.
Yes. Even if it's gloomy, still get outside.
Yeah, still get outside. I went for a walk this morning. Felt great.
Yeah.
Felt great. A little dribble, as they call it. All right. Well, Dusty, thank you for being here today. You can listen to Dusty on the Bowl weekdays 2 to 7, Saturdays 3 to 7, and be sure to follow him on Instagram at Dusty On Air.